Episode 3. So today we're going to talk about parenting with a purpose. And I'm going to give you some strategies that you can implement right after you finish watching this. So being able to parent with a purpose, right, is really important for you, your family, the dynamics. Like, it's really important for your children. And so something I want you to really think about. So the first episode, we talked about triggers, right? What are some things that your kids do that trigger you? It can be talking back. It can be academic stress because you want them to be in a better place than you are, right? It can be sibling rivalry. It could be technology, always being on their phones. Or it could be them not doing something, like just being lazy, right? And then that's episode 1. In episode 2, we talked about how you can move through those triggers. It's recognition, it's resonance, locating the dissonance in your body and really getting into your body. 3, it is releasing those things that your triggers and nurturing them and reprogramming, right? And so now in this episode, what we're going to do is really talk about practical strategies that can help you through parenting, through those hard times, because like I said, I'm gonna always say this, parenting isn't easy. A lot of times people have kids and they haven't done their own healing work before they had kids. And it's not saying that that is a prerequisite, but it is something that one should do even during their parenting, during being a parent. So something that I think is really important that I think you should start doing is, 1, it's practicing mindfulness, practicing breathing, just grounding yourself before you start your day. Before you start your day as a person, as a spouse or a partner, as a single parent, just you, grounding yourself is really important. So even before you get out of the bed, you can take 5 deep breaths, like inhaling through your nose, hold it for 5, and exhale out through your nose. That's really important because what you're doing is you are giving yourself the opportunity to show up for you first without the intention of being grounded. Then you are now frazzled in a way. You are now giving yourself permission, when you're not grounding yourself, to jump on somebody else's like bus. And what I mean by that is being grounded is really important because that means that you're plugged in. And when you plug in to the source or your prayer or just being grounded, then nobody can make you energetically plug into them. So one thing is just breathe or go sit in solitude and do a mantra, do a prayer, set your intention. That's really important. So if it's being in the shower and just allowing the water to hit you and just practicing gratitude of thanking your body, your feet for allowing you to walk, just start there. I know that it can be really hectic being a parent. So if it's really hard finding time, you feel like you don't have enough time in the day, start there. So put your phone down just for a couple minutes and start breathing. 2, if you really want to understand your triggers a little bit deeper, I challenge you to get a journal out and really think about the equation when you were last triggered by your child. Think about what they did, think about facial expressions, think about their tone, think about their body language, think about what they did and pay attention to when you moved out of being a parent to being an adult, to being a child in that exchange. Because a lot of times parents, we become a child in our exchange with our kids when they start triggering you. So I want you to write that down and just notice and witness what comes up for you in your body. And as you notice and witness what comes up in your body, then you can start figuring out how to move through the information I gave to you in episode 2. So something you also want to do is like gratitude, practicing gratitude of those little things, the things that your children do, the smiles, the giggles. Like there's ebbs and flow throughout your child's life and through being a parent that can be really tough. They can be experiencing a mental health crisis. They could just be experiencing just normal development. And you are sick and tired of like dealing with the same thing, but that is normal development. So just start practicing gratitude. Be thankful. Shift your mind from being negative to being positive. So you can create a gratitude jar. And you can even create that for everybody in the household where they can put some gratitude sayings on a piece of paper, put it into the jar, and everybody can actually just pick something out as they're going through the day. But also just practicing gratitude is really big because it can shift your mind. And so those are 3 things I want you to think about. So there's also things that you can do is this. Set a timer or put time in your calendar for 15 minutes for you time, because you're important. And if you don't start showing up for you, it's really hard to show up for your kids. And then it's really hard to show up for your kids when you're stressed the way you desire. So when you set time for yourself, it will impact the rest of your day. So you'll become this intentional parent and you won't get triggered as much. I know you'd be like, yeah, whatever. But when you create time for yourself, then you're not feeling like your kids are taking all of your time up. So 15 minutes, you can do that once a week. Just set that in your calendar and it's me time. You can call it whatever you want, but do that. And then through your me time, what you can do is go on a walk, you can journal, you can listen to some music and dance in the house, and your kids might be like, what's wrong with my parent? But what you're showing them is, hey, I am relaxed, I am taking care of me. You're also showing them that your mental health matters and self-care is important. And so you're starting to give them a model of how you should tend to yourself. So think about showing up for you, but also showing up for you gives you an opportunity to show up for them in a loving way, in a purposeful way. So don't think that these things are irrelevant or don't hold any weight. The small things turn into big things. And I know you want to be able to parent from a purposeful place, and these ingredients will help you do that. So these practical strategies will help you get to the place that you want. If it's something that your children are navigating through and it's really triggering you and you find yourself constantly arguing or feeling in this emotional place that you don't like, first it's really what's going on, right? So using these practical strategies can really get you realigned into parenting from a purposeful place. So just remember, if you're having difficulties, like just parenting from a purposeful place, go back through episode 1, episode 2, and then here we are in the practical strategies. Be well, be amazing, and most of all, be you.